heading off to the job site today. I gotta drop off a few things that have come in the mail, and in 2 days we're getting our very first material delivery from Lowe's. So I went with Lowe's because it was probably about 10% cheaper than Home Depot. Lowe's ended up matching Home Depot's quote plus taking an additional 10% off of the price. So we saved at least $300 going with Lowe's over Home Depot. So that's just like a little bit of a tidbit. If you want to get a deal like that, you got to purchase obviously a good amount of stuff at once and just go up to the pro desk where all the contractors go, and then you can get a much better deal on a big volume of materials. Let's do it. Alright, so I got to the job site here. I just put the tire covers on. Since the trailer is going to be sitting outside in the sun for such a long time, when you have it and it's not moving, it's always good to put tire covers on just because the sun really kind of like degrades the quality of the rubber and the tires just go to shit over time. So I'm going to head down to Home Depot and ride back here. I need to pick up some galvanized steel flashing, which is going to go on the underside of the subfloor. I would have gotten it at Lowe's, but if I got it at Home Depot, that particular product would have been about, it's probably almost $50–60 cheaper if I get it at Home Depot. Even with the discount that I was getting at Lowe's, it was still a lot cheaper just to get it at Home Depot. So I'm going to head back there, pick up that flashing and a few other little things, and then bring it back here. Then I'll have a quick little chat here about dreams. Got some tarps. I got this galvanized steel flashing. This doesn't look very heavy, but it is freaking heavy. Those are 50-foot rolls there. Then I got some other random goodies, some gloves, some glasses, some Loctite, some screws, and we're all good. That steel flashing was so freaking heavy in the trailer. I think those rolls are like 25–30 pounds each, and there's 3 of them in that baby trailer. That thing almost did not make it here. So I've just spent the last hour just kind of cleaning up a lot of this grass that is growing between those concrete pads there. And what I wanted to talk about is this, my relationship with Hannah, and the work that we do online. So those 3 things. That was a whole dream. Like something that I really wanted about a year and a half ago is when I first started visualizing and thinking about those different aspects of my life. So I just finished traveling. I was living in Vancouver and I moved back. Why does this have to get so windy right now? So after I finished like a whole bunch of traveling, I moved back to Vancouver. I lived there for a bit. Then I moved back to London, Ontario, and was living with my parents there. And what I really wanted at that point in my life is I'd done so much traveling overseas that I really didn't want to, I really wanted a place that I could call home. But owning a house and having a mortgage was something that I just did not, I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to have to spend $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 on a house, but I wanted a place that I could call home. So it was in the summer of 2014 that I watched the documentary Tiny. And when I saw that, I was like, that is the solution to this desire that I have to like actually have a home for myself. So at that time as well, I essentially wrote down what I wanted my life to be. It came down to 3 main points. I wanted to live in a tiny house that I built myself with my dream girl who worked online, and I wanted to be making more than enough money doing what I'm passionate about, working online and helping people with regards to minimalism, living a plant-based lifestyle. Those are the 3 main things that I wanted. And so I literally like wrote down this script in one of my notebooks, and I clearly described exactly how I wanted my life to be. At that point I was living in Canada. I had no idea that I was gonna end up in the United States. I actually figured in my mind that I was gonna end up on the west coast of Canada somewhere. Life can be literally just so random, but awesome at the same time. If you had told me just over a year and a half ago that I would be living in Tucson, married to High Carb Hannah, working online through a website called Raw to Whenever, I would just think that you would have been I just think that you would have been absolutely crazy. Even though it was that destination of like building and living in my own tiny house, having my dream girl, and working online, to me how everything has manifested has definitely been intentional, and it's what I've wanted in my life. So here I am, sitting on a 24-foot trailer, which is gonna be the foundation for an epic tiny house that Hannah and I are gonna build on top of it. And then we're gonna be able to move it anywhere within the United States or even Mexico if we wanted to. And this is like a huge reality for me now, because this is something that I was dreaming and thinking about like every single day. I would wake up, or before I went to bed, is I would visualize and dream about living in a tiny house with the perfect girl, working online. And at the start of this year, I started talking about how to make 2016 the very best year. And I introduced a lot of you to an amazing program called You're Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor is one of the speakers or presenters that was featured in the movie The Secret. It was like a year and a half ago. I was like, well, you know what? This is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna focus on. And if it ends up manifesting, that's great. If it doesn't, well, that kind of sucks, but I would really hope that it does. And here it is. Like, this is it. This is a freaking reality. At one point, that was just a thought in my head, and now it's like, it's here. It's physical. It's tangible. You can just think about something and literally manifest it into existence by always focusing on the positive aspects of it, thinking positively, feeling the good emotions, and stray away from feeling negative about your current circumstance. And new awesome shit will happen in your life if you're always focusing on gratitude, feeling amazing, and just focusing on that vision that you have for yourself. Shit can happen. This was just something that I realized a few days ago. I'm like, this is what I've been visualizing. This is what I wanted. It just came to me in a much different way than I originally thought that it would. But that's how shit works. And when things feel right in your life, gotta go for them. Because if it feels good, that's generally gonna be the right path that you need to take in order to get yourself to where you wanna go. I'm gonna head on home. It's pretty warm out today. It's definitely in the low to mid 90s right now. And yes, I know it's gonna get a lot hotter. Summer's coming up soon. I'm very well aware of that. But thanks for all your concerns so far. I know it's gonna get hot as f here. I'm so ready and so jacked to actually start to build this tiny house. I've been waiting for over a year and a half to do it, so I'm really excited to start. Dog park chats. We're not really gonna talk about anything because I talked a lot earlier about dreams becoming reality. Hannah was a part of the dream.
It does smell like poo right here though, right now.
It smells terrible in here. This area, this dog park, is literally just like a big, like, kitty litter
box.
Kitty litter area.
It just smells like poo.
It's usually not that bad, right?
Right now,
but
it's really bad.
We're getting wafts from somewhere of just foulness. So I hope you guys got a little bit something from the chat earlier today. And Hannah's still alive.
I'm still here.
She has just been absent from the vlog today.
I went to yoga and I went to Safeway and I finished our taxes and I went to Trader Joe's and I took a photo for the ebook and I did lots of stuff.
She was doing all kinds of stuff today.
All kinds.
And it's a warm one out, but
It's like 95.
But I'm getting used to the warm weather for sure. Like, it's hot out, but I'm not like dying yet.
I just always have clothing on that's not for this weather because it's like 60 degrees in our apartment.
I don't know how she does it.
It's freezing in our apartment. That's why.
It's not 60, maybe 70.
No, it's 70. Like 65. It's an ice box.
Anyways, all right, we will catch you guys on tomorrow's vlog. Talk to you soon. Peace.